Ina Iekia took my hand as we walked through the arch in the wall. Just ahead, up a path through a rose garden, the first short set of stairs was topped with another arch. Every color and variety of rose was present. At first glance, I thought it was just a small, backyard-sized garden, but as I looked around, I could see the number of rose bushes reaching as far as the eye could see. We stopped along the path to admire and smell the roses. Some had a heavy perfume scent. Others had a spicier smell. All glistened with droplets of dew in a morning light. Across the garden, a man was tenderly speaking to them, crooning to them of the love in his heart that he held for each one. He was telling each one how special and intrinsic to life they are, that the one could not ever do without their contributions to all of creation. The man soon spotted us, removed his cap, and stuffed it in a back pocket for later use. His face, neck, and arms were bronzed by the sun. He wiped his hands clean before stuffing a well-used red rag in his other back pocket. He offered us a handshake as he came forward. He was average height, had salt and pepper hair cut close to the scalp, hazel eyes, and a disarming smile. He wore working man's clothes, a short-sleeved light blue shirt over a white t-shirt with dark blue pants that spilled over his steel-toed boots. His calloused workman's hands and all of his clothes were soiled with the black earth that nourished his roses. A name patch over his right chest pocket read, Butch. He said, "I don't get to talk to many visitors. Many of them are in too much of a hurry to start their new adventure and scamper to the steps of the next arch. Anyway, most of the time I'm in the far fields from the first arch tending to my plants, but I don't mind chatting for a while." He told us that he used to be a car mechanic. He spoke lovingly of his previous family life of a wife and 4 children. Hard work and owning his own garage meant sometimes he couldn't be home as much as he liked. His face glowed with the love as he spoke of playing with his kids when they were small. He loved the stray dogs he would bring home to a skeptical wife. The kids loved the dogs, and the dogs loved them. Naming the strays was usually a good time. One time, he first suggested its name be Barfy Fart. When the kids howled in protest, he laughed, and then they all did. No? Well, then how about Art? Then when you call him, Art, 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 the dog would think that you're speaking his dog language. No? Again? Are you sure? The children's laughter always warmed his heart. God, he gushed. He loved his family so much, and did everything for them. We asked him if he was alone here, and if he was lonely. He looked around, opened his arms wide, and after a deep breath said, "This is my heaven, taking care of my roses like I did my family. Sometimes they sing to me, other times we just hum together as I fertilize and clip off the dead parts they no longer need. I realize that I have found my joyful purpose with them. We give each other life." His eyes misted up a little as he looked around. Mine did too as his words touched my heart. He gave us a tour of his floral home, pointing to various groups of roses, naming them and telling us the strengths and weaknesses of each one that he propagated. It was like listening to a grandfather speak of his grandchildren. As we chose our favorites, he clipped off a bud and held it to our heart. It melted into our chest as he whispered, "My blessing to you is a blessing that, when you find it difficult to forgive others or yourself, the rose in your heart will bloom to soften you with love." We were astonished by the gift, and thanked him for his time and generosity. He taught us so much, but what I really heard was how to be a kind and loving human being. Eventually he pointed to the arched steps and told us that over there is the starting point. His best advice? Just do the best you can, because that is all anyone can do. With that, he gave us each a hug before replacing his cap and returned to his beloved Rose children, hitching his pants back to his waist as he walked away.